Hey, yo.
Shit, by the time I'm not Zhinin.
Did you just f me? Like,
God.
Did something just happen to me?
God. I don't even know, man. Oh my God, is that?
It's Chicago.
Is that her?
Oh. Are you in this?
Oh.
You're in this.
Shout out. Rider College? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Where are you?
Crazy.
Oh, there you are!
Come on, babe, why don't we paint the town?
Actually amazing.
Wow.
Like, this is actually really good.
No, yeah, that was. Wow, that's crazy.
I mean, it helped that we had Michelle Robinson,
Shout out Michelle Robinson.
who choreographed this and was on Chicago on Broadway.
She was, she was in Broadway The Revival. This is insane.
Look how good. Look at you. Look at that.
That's a character right there.
Yeah, that's a choice. You can already see how much more comfortable you are.
Oh yeah,
Like,
that's
infinitely.
crazy. You're so right. I mean, gosh, like Jessica Biel, Michelle Robinson. That combination was, I guess, one of the most intense and most beneficial things, I guess, for me as a performer, because having both of them be so hands-on with us and having such great direction
And high standards.
in high standards for their
standards.
actors, it's like, we aren't playing around. This is real, and I really appreciated that sort of like, seriousness about this business, because I feel like my whole high school career I was searching for that.
Yeah.
And Michelle really put into perspective, like, you know what? No, who is your character?
Yeah.
What are you doing? Why are you doing it? Everything, and she was so honest to us.
Oh, when it was bad, she told us it was bad.
Right. She
And
told
when-
us about it. And she would be like, what are you doing in this moment? Even if you're an ensemble player, she expressed it. You're an ensemble player, you're important.
Yeah.
Like, you have a thing, a whole purpose.
You're here for something.
Where in my mind?
And honestly, I almost forgot about all of that. But it says a lot that, like 4 or 5 of us out of this ensemble went on to be actors and like still trying.
Still
to do
trying.
this. Still trying desperately.
Oh, well.
Okay, our scene. Here we go.
And I shot him.
I see, and your wife, Miss Roxy Hart, was in no way involved?
That's right.
Aren't you a cheerful little murderer?
Murderer? Well, just last week the jury thanked a man for shooting a burglar.
Well, that's all right. Sign here, Mr. Hart.
Freely and gladly, freely and gladly.
Just last week, they thanked him for shooting a burglar.
Ah.
Yeah, you see.
Right?
Of course he has.
Well, I come home from the garage and I see him coming through the window with my wife Roxanne. They're sleeping like an angel. An angel?
That's a good choice.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
So, over the summer, after Bring It On, I had gone to a conservatory for acting.
Oh, right.
Yes,
I forgot you did that.
I did that.
I was so jealous.
Dude, you should have came. You
Should've
should have
what?
fucking came.
yeah. But what about this brought that up to you? Not on camera.
Hey, yo, that's another type of show. I feel like being comfortable on stage came from that conservatory that I did.
Right.
New York State Summer School of the Arts Theater.
I remember.
It's coming back, 2024. Submit your applications now. It was probably the best theater experience conservatory I've ever done in my life. The only one, and the only one I needed back. But because of that program, I feel like I really began to learn what an actor was and how I work with script work, with my character choices and all that. I really started to learn. And it took college to really, define it. But because I'm looking at that and I'm like, I am a lot more relaxed.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm so much more chill. And that's because of that training that I
Right.
did, man. That summer really grew me as an actor. Me and Ethan did
Right.
it together.
And what I did
Yeah.
is, since I didn't go, I copied literally everything you guys did. I stole all that shit.
Right. And you challenged me in this one too, because I was so used to developing, a character, developing an action for myself, but I feel like I was still uncomfortable with working with other actors. Mm-hmm. So you challenged me in this because you would like come up to me and be like, "What are you doing?" Mm-hmm. And I feel like I'd be so in this type of character, like, doing my own shit. Then I'm like, wait, no, there's people here. Mm-hmm. I'm like, oh, wait, Right.
Right.
Like let me improvise. That's why improv is so good, such a good tool.
Biggest tool, bro.
Biggest tool because you were improvising
Yeah.
that was improv. That was
Yeah.
improv. So it's like, okay, I have to improvise with you. I have to develop some sort of relationship here.
Yeah.
Right. Which I was like, oh my god, that's what it is. That's what
Bro,
it is.
we were
Right.
just learning from
We're
each
just
other.
learning from each other, man.
That's
We're
so
learning from
sick.
everyone's learning from each other, man.
Dude.
Everyone's learning from each other, bro.
God.
Look, I'm learning from Ethan. That's how you die.
That's how you stay dead.
That's how you stay.
Supposing he had violated her or something. You know what I mean? Violated?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Or something. I mean, just think how terrible that would have been. I mean, it's a good thing I came home on time. I'm telling you that. I say I'm telling you that.
You were like, you don't believe any
I'm
of
like,
it.
I don't know. I don't really believe what you're saying, but I'm gonna try to be nice to you. Like, I feel like I felt bad for you. Like, I was definitely feeling bad.
Which
for
is
you.
a good choice because
Which
that's
is a
what
choice.
you're the first
It was a choice.
person.
Right.
Your response to me establishes my entire character for the show.
Right.
Like you are showing pity on me.
Yeah.
Someone who you still think is a murderer.
Right.
Which literally tells the entire audience for the rest of the show, like, oh, no one takes this guy seriously.
Yeah.
You're the first person to
Right.
establish that. That's
Right.
so huge.
That's so deep.
Yeah.
That's so deep.
This is why,
I mean,
again,
that's the
ensemble
show.
work is so important.
Right.
Like, I wouldn't be, like, I can't communicate that people ignore me without people ignoring me.
Without people ignoring. Exactly. You
Like,
know,
that's
that's
so
good direction.
It is.
Good strong direction.
And it was a good choice. Like, it's a good act
How
choice.
could he be the burglar? My wife knows him. He sold us our furniture.
Ooh, Sean picked it up.
She lied to me. She told me he was
So
a
did you.
burglar.
So you're saying you found him dead when you got home?
She had him covered with some sheet, and she told me this cock and bull story about some burglar, and that I ought to say that I did it, because I was sure to get off. Burglar, huh?
I can't stand that sound.
And I believed her.
Nice.
Mm.
So she was two-timing me, huh? Well, she could take suing for all I care. Yeah, I'm down in the garage, working 14 hours a day, and she's up there munching on bonbons and jazzes. This time she's pushed me too far, that little chisel.
You know? Oh my god, that's so fascinating. Because I know you've run so much. You wouldn't do that anymore.
No.
You would not do that anymore. But,
Not even
but you were
close.
you were like, it was there.
What it
It
was,
was so there.
what
you
it
know?
was is that I was just tapping into what my impulses were,
Right.
but I
right.
didn't have the tool set yet
Yeah,
to
yeah,
like
yeah.
really explore it.
Right.
What it was is I
Feel you.
could feel the tension growing. I could feel the emotions. I did not know yet the different ways that I could express that emotion, which is why I literally do like the same physicalization like twice.
And you're looking at the same
and I'm
thing.
looking at the exact same thing,
Right.
as opposed to like where am I pulling my information from?
Right.
When am I thinking about something else?
Yes. Yes.
And what are the things that are around? Like, if I was going to do the scene now, I would ask myself the question of like, okay, where am I? I'm in my own house, right? And not only am I in my own house, I have now realized that my wife cheated on me in my own house.
Your own house.
So I would be looking at the things in my imaginary house, like
Right.
this is the dining room table that we got for our anniversary,
Create the
and
world.
I'm looking at it right now. And she brought a man into this house that we built together, and all I can see around me are the things that I thought was my home, and my home is especially
Right.
my bar. So it's like there's so much here
that you can play
that
with.
I can play with. But I was at this time, the only thing that I could latch onto was the things that were physically in front of me,
Right.
which is the man, the man my wife cheated on.
Right.
Whereas like now, as a grown actor, a more grown actor, acting grown, you see what I
Acting
did?
grown.
as an adult,
Right.
there's so much more that I have in my tool box.
Exactly,
You
man.
know?
Like you know how would you make this better? How you make stronger choices?
Yeah, exactly.
Like that's a choice to like
Yes.
reference, put all your pain and anguish to this character, but you know now that the stronger choice would be
to bring it somewhere else.
bring it somewhere else and take people.
Keep
out.
going.
This is sick.
There's more in this scene, right?
Is there?
Stick, you disloyal husband. You want to know what happened? I shot him. Put that down in your butt palsy. And you want to know why? He was trying to walk out on me.
That's a cold-blooded murder, Mrs. Hart. They're liable to hang you for this one.
Hang me.
Not so tough anymore, are you?
Hey, mister, did you hear what he said? Hail Mary, full of grace.
The
That
best,
I'm on the hang you for this one.
the
Oh
best
God.
fucking cop there is.
Trying to be cop.
Best
Yup.
cop there is.
I definitely feel like one of my hardest things was to be hard. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
You're a soft guy.
I'm a soft guy.
You're
Very soft.
a lover, not a fighter.
But hard can mean anything. Whatever you're strongest at could be hard. I had there was this guy long ago in the conservatory that I did where we had to do like power speeches, improvised power speeches, and everybody made the choice to scream at an imaginary character to show dominance over that character. This actor in that cycle didn't scream. He just talked in this very calm, very straightforward voice.
That's
And
menacing.
he told him exactly what he needed from the character and how much he would get in trouble if he didn't give him exactly what he wanted. And that's all he did. And it was the most scariest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And it was like, wow. Should I warn them that I recorded this literally today?
Well,
And I
that's
was
perfect. It's literally the most recent.
It is the most recent.
It's
thing.
raw.
Let me tell you something about school. Besides the fact that it sucks, you got all these dense teachers trying to brainwash you into thinking the way they do. But like, I really want to think like them? No. Those who can, they do, right? And those who can't, they teach. As soon as I get a decent job, I'm out of here. Probably start off as an apprentice mechanic. This way I can get parts for my car on a discount. I got a 74 Mustang, and as soon as I start bringing in that dough, oof, I'ma fix the body. I'ma paint the candy apple red. I'ma turn those rims inside out. And I'ma install a car stereo. You can hear a mile away.
Okay.
Get that engine purring like a tiger.
Hey, yo.
Shit, by the time I'm not Jose.
Did you just f me? Like,
God.
did something just happen to me?
God. I don't even know, man.
Talk me through that, dog.
My God, bro. I should have sent you the other clip.
Yeah.
It was fun. I love this monologue. It's really fun. One thing I love to look at about my things is how much I love to use my arms. It's one of my biggest habits I love to do. And this one definitely, I was really pushing that area.
You definitely used your arms.
Yeah, a lot more. I lose my arms. Fucking people with that, like literally on stage. It was a fun one. I mean, I literally just put it up today. I was like, oh, let me just put it up this monologue thing. So right now I'm like looking at that, and I'm like, okay, I see what works. I see what doesn't work. Like,
Yeah.
okay, like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's like one thing about monologues is like you can beat it to death and you can still keep finding shit about it.
Oh yeah. Like,
Let me tell you something about school.
Yeah, I love that.
I love
that. I love
that.
that small moment right
for
there.
me, that moment is you sizing up somebody and
Right.
being and just making the decision to be like, am I gonna tell them how I actually feel?
Right.
And then you make the decision to,
Right.
which I feel like is a really great moment.
Besides
love
the
that.
fact
I
it
love that
sucks,
choice.
Yeah.
And then I just kind of
You
go
got
into
all
it.
these dense teachers
Yeah.
trying to brainwash you into thinking the way they do.
Yeah.
Right.
But like, I really want to think like them?
Yeah.
No. Those who can, they do, right? And those who can't, they teach.
Yeah. Even here, it's like you've made the shift to now. I feel like you're really trying to convince me.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
Like before, you were trying to decide if you were gonna tell me at all,
Mhm.
and now it's like now that you've decided, you're like, oh, now I can actually win you over. I'm sure.
Right.
And this is exactly how I'm gonna win you over.
Right. Yeah.
And I like that beginning right there. That really sells me. And what do they usually say? Like you got to nail like the first like.
The first second of it.
The
No,
first
they
second you
always
have to
like you
nail.
got to nail the first second because people's like, attention spans are like so
They
minimal.
fade.
They are. They fade. They fade like you need. Like I tell you, like one of the big things casting directors tell us all the time is that casting associates are honestly watching it, not really casting directors. And then if the casting director watches it, you're really lucky. But you really got to convince them the first 10 seconds because they know exactly what they're looking for. Or if they don't know exactly what they're looking for, they know what not they're looking for.
Right.
What they're not looking for.
And like you have to think of it like how you would think anything. It's like if you have a project with characters, you have an idea in mind of what this
Right.
character is,
Right.
right? And immediately when the camera turns on, if you are not what they were expecting, you're at a disadvantage,
Right.
naturally. So you have to hook them and
You have to hook
convince
them.
them immediately that you're worth continuing to watch.
Right.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
All right.
This is the same scene, right?
That's a different scene.
Oh, it's a different scene.
This is a different monologue.
But
actually.
the sweater.
With the sweater.
You filmed this one today too.
Yes, I actually did just film this one. This
Sick.
is another monologue I've been working on.
This is what I'm saying. You just gotta go off the cuff, bro.
Just gotta do shit.
You just gotta do it.
No, this stream was different than usual. So I'm fixing myself a Subway hoagie, and I start feeling eyes on the back of my neck. I turn around, I expect to see him, but instead it was Mama Jenny. And she was standing next to the bread oven, and she was smiling. You remember how her eyes used to smile? Yeah, and she was looking at me, her son. She's coming to say goodbye. So she puts on her glasses to see me better, right? And she squints, and then something changed. Like the moment I came into focus, her eyes like widened. Her jaw dropped. She started trembling, and then she started to cry loud, like ah. But she wouldn't stop looking at me. And I'm thinking, maybe there's an arm on my forehead, or maybe there's a cut on my lip, or maybe she's just staring into my fucking soul. I wanted my Mondesa to relapse, Yaz. I wanted her to pick up the needle. I knew precisely what to do. I knew what buttons to push. I engineered that shit. I might as well just have shoved that thing right inside her vein myself. Because I thought, why would God take the good one? Why don't you take the bad mom instead? I'm like, why don't you take the bad fucking mom instead? If I stay here in Philly, I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna become one of them. I'm already halfway there. But you've got armor. You've got ideas. I know.
That's it.
I almost like don't trust you,
Mm.
like the character.
Yeah.
I feel like
He's holding something back.
he's holding something back,
He is.
100%.
For sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Really, who is he?
He is this actually in the play, he is this ex-vet. He comes back, kind of. His mom has a drug problem. He has two moms. One of his moms has a drug problem. The other one ends up dying. But the birth mom is no. So what happened? Mommy Jenny is the mom that I actually had a lot more love for. Mama Odessa is the one who raised me and had a lot of drug problems, and I feel like I attributed a lot of my drug problems to her. But I have this one cousin that unfortunately wants to give up on her life, and I feel like I'm holding a lot of myself back or trying to hide it because I need her to understand that she has to get out of this bad family, this bad situation. So almost like putting myself and my feelings away so that she can get out. Yeah.
It's so interesting that you said that, because while I was watching it, the way that your character and you describe death seems so like inhumane almost. Like you're almost numb to it.
Yeah.
Which makes the military thing really powerful. You know, like
Yeah.
like knowing that your character's like ex-military is.
He's seen some shit.
He's seen so much. You know, I feel like someone who doesn't know this character would take this monologue and be like blubbering on the floor.
Right.
You know.
Right. That's how I actually used to do it.
That's so.
I used to just yell it.
That's so.
I used to just yell it. All the time, and then I feel like I in class and all that stuff, like we learn, ground it,
Right.
learn how to. I remember when I did this monologue for my college auditions, I would just scream it, And then my big note for the colleges that gave me a call back was like, just speak it.
Right.
Just speak it and just speak it. Don't force nothing. Don't force any emotion. Just be in it, breathe, just say it. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then it would be like something like this.
Well, thanks for being on, dude.
Thank you for having me.
Love you.
I loved this. Thank
Yes.
you. I love you too, man.
Yeah.
This was so much fun. I hope that we get 10K by 6 months. By the end of the year, 10K.
By the end of the year.
By the end of the year.
By the end of the year.
By the end of the year. And if not,
I'm going to come to every single one of
He's
your
going to come.
individual houses.
he's going to come.
Drake?
Drake. We'll leave it off with the Drake.
Oh,
This
God.
didn't this wasn't here before.
Look around you. Look around you. We did this.
We did this.
We did
This
this.
didn't exist before us.
This didn't exist before us.
No.
All right. Goodbye.
Goodbye. For us.
Wait, you can freestyle?
I can no. I'm not good at freestyling. Yo. In the hot seat for my show with my friend at the door, looking at it. It's so glowing. Yo, we're looking at this screen. Every girl looking lean. Every guy looking shiny. I don't know what I'm saying. Told you I can't freestyle, but I practice. I feel like if you give me one more, I could.
I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, no, it's not gonna work.